Stepping Out of Fear by Julia Patmos. I named my essay and my PowerPoint, this whole case study idea, off of stepping out of fear and just how this program is used to help those get back to doing activities of daily living and not be afraid of the fear of falling, no matter what task they're doing or what environment they're in. So just basing that idea off of that they can take their next step and not be in fear. They can step out of fear and step with confidence. So my occupational profile is a 88-year-old female Caucasian. So this is my grandma. She has 6 kids. She was married for 60 years. Her husband died 10 years ago. She lives in a 2-story home with her son Dale, which is my dad. She has a good health history, has never had any serious previous injuries, is independent in most areas, and sometimes has a sore hip. She has fallen before. My grandma is very healthy for her age. She is very active. She does a lot. She's 88 years old and she does a lot. She has fallen before and she does have a little bit of a sore hip. It does cause her to limp at times, which I know can be, on some days it's worse than others, and you'll see as we go through these slides that in certain areas where it impacts her or kind of contributes to that fear of falling. So the next one I want to talk about is her fear of falling. And socially, one that she had specifically brought up to me was that she doesn't like to be in unfamiliar places. She just feels like she just doesn't know enough around her, and so she feels hesitant or unsafe. She told me that she had gone out on a date and that they were walking out and she had tripped on a rug and the guy had pulled her down with her, and she didn't want to go back out again because she was scared. And so we talked about how socially that is impacting her socially, because that's a fear of falling. You know, that's not a fear of going out with people. She's afraid that if someone else falls, that they'll take them down with her, or that she's not as comfortable around people she doesn't know. A couple other ones we talked about socially is being able to talk to the people around you. So being able to ask your doctor for clarification if you don't understand, being able to tell your doctor if you've had a fall, and being able to ask for help when you need help. Occupations, she is independent in most areas. Like I said, she's very active. She can do a lot on her own and she can still drive. But her biggest one that she has the fear of falling with is going to the grocery store in the winter. And which makes a lot of sense. She's carrying bags, she's by herself, and it's icy. So that's one of the occupations that or IADLs that has really, she pulls back from, especially in the winter. We talked about high to reach areas when she's cleaning. She is hesitant to step on things or try and reach up in an area because she doesn't feel confident in her balance. And then waking up in the morning and standing too quickly. She expressed to me that she sits on the edge of her bed in the morning and likes to take a few minutes before she gets up because at times she feels dizzy. So values and interest. She values honesty with herself and others. My grandma is very open. I think she likes to do things on her own, but she's willing to get the help if she needs it. And that's super important to value. And one I don't have on here is beliefs, but she is a strong Christian, and so you can see that reflect in her fear of falling when we go over the program. Her saying, I trust God, He'll take care of me, and that really does reflect throughout the Matter of Balance program for her. Interest, she loves to go out to eat. She loves playing board games, any kind of game. She loves going for walks, talking on the phone, or going to see her friends, and spending time in her Bible. She talks on the phone all the time. She goes out all the time to nursing homes, and so she's very confident in her ability to do things when she's not afraid of falling. So getting her to that point in areas where she is afraid of falling is really important. Physical and social environments. She lives in a 2-story home. Everything is on the main level that she needs. She is able to age in place and gets around comfortably. She has easy access to her car from the garage. And a couple things we noticed on the home assessment that could be a little bit more safe was some of the mats in the house and easier access to a phone if she were to fall. Her car, she always parks it in the driveway, and so this is something we went over during Matter of Balance, that she can pull this into her garage. When it's icy out in the winter, what a wonderful way to carry in your groceries. Pull all the way into the garage and then carry your groceries in. Social environments. She lives with her son Dale, who helps around the house and gives her good company. She has 6 grown children who are constantly in and out and very social. Grandma's house is really busy all the time, and sometimes she gets downtime, but a lot of times the social environment is pretty active. So we had kind of talked about that with when you need time to, when you don't feel like yourself, it's okay to say no to people coming over, and it's okay to take the time that you need. Past and present roles. She's a mother of 6 kids, and she still is very attentive to each one of their lives. Obviously, they all have kids of their own now, so she's a grandma and a great-grandma. She's a sister. She has a brother and a sister. Her sister's in a nursing home, so she is out and about a lot seeing her. And she's a friend. She cares for a lot of people around her, which also keeps her very active and moving around quite a bit. So her occupations, work, she stays at home. She was always a stay-at-home mom. Sleep. So she struggles to sleep at night. She says she gets stiff, sometimes dizzy when standing, sometimes dreams bad at night that causes her to sleep bad. Play, leisure. She loves to spend time in her Bible, go out to eat and play games. Social participation. She visits friends in nursing homes and talks on the phone. ADLs. She moves a little bit slower. Again, she's 88, but she is doing really well for her age. She still takes baths. She loves to get her hair done. She does all her ADLs on her own. IADLs, she, like I had mentioned, she struggles with house cleaning and getting groceries in the winter, but she still drives, which is a huge, huge thing. So performance skills and deficits. So her skills, she inquires, she seeks further information. She's very knowledgeable, and a lot of times when we talk about school or whatever we're talking about, she is always asking questions. She empathizes, acknowledges, and encourages. This is probably my grandma's greatest strength. That's why she visits a lot of people. She has a big heart toward God, and just her ability to empathize and acknowledge and encourage is very, very advanced, I feel, for her age. Some deficits, like I talked about that hip, so bending can be kind of tough for her, reaching in those high to reach places when cleaning, and then lifting her muscle power. She is 88, but she still takes the trash up to the dump, and she does really well, but she does struggle a little bit with muscle power, so lifting too much can be difficult. So client factors and deficits, skills, thought, emotion, temperament, and personality. Again, this kind of just goes with her personality. She is very kind of thought-oriented. She likes to think through things and know what she's going to say before she says it. She's good at regulating her emotions and just being open and confident in who she is, and her ability most times to do things. So fear of falling has been great for her because she's been able to see where she does struggle. Deficits, memory, gait pattern, low muscle power. So memory, there's mild things, kind of like the rugs. I keep kind of mentioning it to her, and she'll forget little things here and there. Her gait pattern with that sore hip causes her to limp at times. And then the low muscle power is weak due to aging, making it hard to lift things. So evidence that Matter of Balance works In 2013, a case study was done in Florida on the Matter of Balance program. It had a total of 110 adults. The study focused on the number of fallers who fell at least once in reoccurring falls after Matter of Balance. It used two groups to look at the physical risk factors on adults at least 60 years of age, and the results showed that the average mean number of people who fell had decreased after participating in Matter of Balance. There were a ton of evidence-based documents out there that had a lot of charts and things just showing how much Matter of Balance makes a difference. Assessments. The FIM is a great assessment. I truly feel for this because you are looking at the person's task, you're looking at their environment, and you're looking at their ability to do things. And that's what helps people realize, oh, maybe I do have a fear of falling. A gait assessment, I think because falling can have to do a lot with how someone's walking or how their gait pattern might be, that would be a good assessment. It's a walking assessment, high score of 30, and it's 5 to 25 minutes. Elderly, 65 and older. The Oxford Hip Scale. So this is like kind of a questionnaire that they're filling out. It goes over activities of daily living, coordination, functional mobility, occupational performance, pain, and just all these different areas. The 5 categories, the minimum score is 12, indicating least difficulty, and 60 being most difficulty. This questionnaire is issued to the patient. So short-term goals: increasing activity, identifying one's barriers, exercising, changing the environment to reduce falls, setting realistic goals, identifying good and bad habits. For this slide, I just kind of looked over what did we do while we were together? What were some of the activities we did? What were some of the important things that we talked about? And this is what I felt were the short-term goals. Long-term goals: preventing falls for the future. Of course, that is the goal of Matter of Balance. Reducing injuries like fractures or any broken bones due to falls. Increasing activity levels, increasing balance, and decreased chance of death related to falls. So, frames of reference and models of practice used. I think MOHO is a huge one that's used in this because you're talking about the person, the task, and their environment. We did the home assessment during Matter of Balance. We talked specifically to the person, what are their good habits, their bad habits, what's important to them, and we looked at the tasks that they're doing. Is it while you're cleaning? Is it while you're going outside? So I think the model of human occupation was a huge model of practice that is used during Matter of Balance. And then an approach that I felt we use is kind of incorporated is the biomechanical approach. It incorporates exercising to help with physical activity and lead to increased balance. It promotes its 3 principles: strength, range of motion, and endurance. Occupational engagement restored through interventions. So socially, talking to my grandma after this, I think she just felt more confident that when she is out with people she doesn't know and when she's in environment she doesn't know, she knows what to look for. So she knows to be more aware of, oh, I'm going to look at a rug. Does that rug look unsafe? I'm going to look for grab bars around me. I'm going to look for, I'm going to make sure I'm wearing the right footwear for the occasion or for the weather. And I think this helped her realize that it's not about who you're with that makes the difference. It's about knowing the safety around you. And, if she is feel like someone's going to pull her down when she's falling, maybe just getting to know that person better until you do feel comfortable before you guys are walking around all over the place. Just that kind of thing, just becoming more familiar with your surroundings. So effects on ADLs, how is occupational engagement restored? You can go grocery shopping in the winter, being aware some of the things we talked about that what's the solution to the problem is being aware of footwear, watching the weather. My grandma talked about how she likes to get on the news and see what the weather's going to be, or call someone, and just how icy is it out? Is it safe for me to drive? When I get to the grocery store, are the parking lots icy? That kind of thing. So cleaning her house, we talked about maybe using a long-handled assistive equipment, and standing on something sturdy, making sure that if she does feel like she's gonna fall, that she does not stand on something. That's when having a long-handled assistive device is great for that. And not wearing socks while standing on something if she has to. And then going for walks, allowing her to be confident in having a place to sit or relax when she feels fatigued. This is a huge one that we talked about for her. She loves to walk, but it's hard when she feels like she has to walk a long ways and has nowhere to sit. So, we talked about being aware of where are those areas where you can sit, and not pushing yourself too far, but, enough where you're getting the physical activity and you feel good. So, and that was my case study, and I really enjoyed doing Matter of Balance, and I think my grandma really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to hopefully do it again on someone else someday. Thank you.